This is News 10 First at 5.
Good afternoon. I'm Sarah Lehman in for Susan Dinkle. The stock markets continue to fall today amid coronavirus concerns. Meanwhile, many health officials are saying the risk remains low in the United States, but they're taking precautions. We'll get the latest on both of those in just a minute. But first, a look at the latest information. The World Health Organization raised the risk level to the highest possible today. It's to reflect what's happening on a global level. The organization says this should be a reality check for governments to prepare. There are now at least 62 coronavirus cases in the United States. A total of 285 individuals from the Diamond Princess cruise ship are currently under quarantine in the U.S. A Wabash Valley hospital is getting ready for the impact of the coronavirus. Knox County health officials and members of Good Samaritan Hospital held a press conference this afternoon. They said the county is ready to take on the virus if and when it comes to Knox County. Good Samaritan has started stepping up its efforts to get workers ready for an emergency. The Knox County Health Department is also planning on setting up booths at local businesses and schools. These booths are to help people become educated about the virus.
We have a robust medical system here in Knox County and Vincennes especially that can work together as a team and take on this challenge that we're going to face, because it's not if, it's when.
A full-size exercise is also planned for March 23rd. It will educate people and prepare the community for a possible response. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker is also trying to reassure people today. He says Illinois is expanding virus testing beyond Cook County to include labs in central and southern Illinois.
Our top priority is keeping Illinoisans safe. And to this point, Illinois has successfully contained the virus to 2 confirmed cases, and both patients have fully recovered and returned home.
Hospitals in the state will soon take part in voluntary testing for select patients with flu-like symptoms. Today, the U.S. Federal Reserve Chair said coronavirus poses an evolving risk to economic activity. He said officials are closely monitoring developments and will act as appropriate to support the economy. News 10's Richard Solomon spoke to a stock market expert today to explain what's happening.
The stock markets just closed about an hour ago, and Sarah, the markets dropped nearly 400 points today. Experts are saying this is the worst week the market has seen since the 2008 recession. Dr. Zakar Zahir says it's all because of fear. The professor at Indiana State University says the market is down more than 12%. If it were to fall down around the 20% range, that could spark a premature recession. Stocks like Dow have lost nearly 3,600 points, but Dr. Zahir says possible aid is on the way.
It's scary. However, we understand that this is not going to be the case for too long. The Fed could interfere maybe Monday and have some kind of a package where they can calm the market, put more money in the system, or drop the interest rates.
Stick with us. Coming up at 6, we'll take a closer look at another consumer area that the virus is affecting. Reporting live in the newsroom, Richard Solomon, News 10. Back to you.
Coronavirus fears have sparked a big demand for cleaning products. Many retailers are seeing hand sanitizer, cleaning wipes, and face masks go quickly. A local woman says the need for sanitizer is impacting service members overseas. Hear what she's doing in response, coming up at 6 right here on News 10. Indiana State University is helping students and staff stay informed about the virus. Today, the university announced this new webpage. It includes information about the virus. The CDC, U.S. Department of State, and the State Health Department are helping guide universities' actions on the virus. ISU is exercising great care by preparing for all scenarios. And we asked Indiana State University about any study abroad issues. The communication director said its students are not in the areas the CDC says to avoid. The CBS Evening News will have more on today's virus developments coming up after News 10 at 6. Well, a jury delivered a guilty verdict that led to a police action shooting. Jurors found Craig Borodak guilty of battery and 2 driving while intoxicated charges. The case is from March of last year in Vermilion County. Police said an officer tried to pull Borodak over. They said Borodak drove toward the officer and pinned him against his squad car. The officer fired shots, injuring Borodak. A judge will sentence him next month. Well, clouds and more snow filled the sky today, but there's a welcome sight ahead for our Saturday, and we're about to see a warm-up. Storm Team 10's Kevin Orpert joins us now from the Weather Center as we get ready for our weekend.
All right, Sarah. Well, yeah, we're going to have some sunshine tomorrow. We had a nice snowfall today, and some of you still getting a little bit of snow. We have actually at one point, it was a nice little snow globe snow coming down. It was actually quite pretty. And so now take a look at the Storm Team 10 storm tracker, and some of that is still around. That'll linger through the evening hours, and then the sky will clear. Oh, it's going to get cold tonight, into the upper teens for the overnight low. Right now it's 32 degrees, a west breeze at 8, wind chill is 25. So when I come back, I'm going to talk about a weekend that actually is fairly decent. I'll let you know what's going on temperature-wise and when we could have a chance of rain.
In March of last year, there were more than 400 drunk driving crashes in Indiana. That's according to the Indiana Criminal Justice Institute. And for state, county, and city law enforcement, one accident is one too many. The Vigo County Sheriff's Office is partnering with multiple different agencies to make sure you're staying safe this March. Starting right now, Indiana State Police, Vigo County Sheriff, Terre Haute Police, and West Terre Haute Police Departments are teaming up to help stop dangerous and impaired driving. With March Madness and St. Patrick's Day and the next month, they typically see more dangerous or drunk driving, so they're starting more overtime patrols and sobriety checkpoints.
We're not going to tolerate it, and there are consequences for those actions, and losing, the least of that is losing your license, higher insurance rates. The worst of that is being in a fatality that kills someone.
Officers say you should plan a safe way home before a celebration. If you see a drunk driver, call 911 and to always pay attention while driving. And coming up at the top of the hour, we'll have more on why it's important for multiple agencies like this to work together. A dispensary in the area will start adult use recreational cannabis sales tomorrow. It's an update to a special report we brought you earlier this month. Tomorrow, adults can buy recreational marijuana at Rise Effingham. You'll remember it's over in Illinois, about an hour west of Terre Haute via Interstate 70. You're seeing video from our special report. At the time, construction was still happening for the recreational marijuana services. It was called the Clinic Effingham. Up until recently, the Effingham location only sold medical marijuana. Green Thumb Industries operates the facility, and we've put more information about the hours over on WTHITV.com. The Vigo County Parks Department is working to get Grist Mill running again. Grist Mill is a popular attraction at Fowler Park during Pioneer Days. The mill gives the public a chance to see how corn and wheat was ground in the 1800s. It wasn't in use for several years. The mill broke when it was restarted a few years ago. Several repairs need to be made to get the mill running. The Vigo County Parks Department says the goal is to have it repaired by the end of the year. Well, technology is helping people take a step back in time to nearly 50 years ago. It's all to experience a historic civil rights movement. We'll explain what's happening not too far from the Wabash Valley. And Vigo County schools are introducing a new activity in gym class, why students are teeing off. You're watching News 10, first at 5 on WTHI. Several Wabash Valley schools are receiving grants for digital learning. The Vigo County School Corporation is one of those recipients. The school corporation received $50,000 from the Indiana Department of Education. This money will benefit students and staff. Students in kindergarten through 5th grade will have the opportunity to engage with STEM lessons through technology. Staff will have the opportunity to gain further education on technology trends and models. And outside of the digital classroom learning, some Vigo County students are learning more about golf. It's through the First Tee National School program. Those who helped say they've seen the drop-off of young kids enjoying golf. They wanted to show students a sport they may not know about and how fun it can be, but to also teach them some important life skills.
And I'm hoping that some of the etiquette things that they learn in this will not only help them with sports and maybe get them into golf, but help them become better people as well.
Castle's hoping when the weather gets warmer to take the kids outside to teach them more about the sport. Well, the sky should clear up tomorrow for some more sunshine. Kevin Orpert joins us now from the Weather Center.
Boy, a little sunshine would be nice for the final day of February. Now, when I come back, I'll let you know what else to expect for the weekend right here on News 10 First at 5 on WTHI. Coverage you can count on.
All right, well, if it's too cold, you can catch Resurrection, a tribute to Journey tomorrow. They're performing tomorrow night at Zora Shrine at 7:30. It's part of the News 10 and Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 157 concert series. You can get tickets at 19 Casey's General Store locations. You can also buy them online or at the door. We have all of the information at WTHITV.com. And there's a new way to learn about a historic event that called for African American rights, and it's happening not far from the Wabash Valley. We'll explain how people are experiencing the March on Washington next. You're watching News 10 First at 5 on WTHI. A new exhibit in Illinois allows people to use technology to attend the 1963 March on Washington. That's when Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. gave his iconic I Have a Dream speech. Reporter Adriana Diaz was there for the opening today.
When Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. declared his dream on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, more than 250,000 people were there. And now, in 2020, you can step back to 1963 and be there too.
Welcome, Marcher.
Hi. At Chicago's DuSable Museum of African American History, a new virtual reality exhibit called The March, created by Time Studios, allows visitors to time travel nearly 6 decades.
Oh my gosh, now I'm in the National Mall.
Dr. King said, darkness cannot drive out darkness.
Oscar-winning actress Viola Davis is the narrator.
What was your reaction, Viola, when you saw the finished?
Oh my God. I mean, oh my God, I felt like I was set on fire.
Davis and her husband, actor Julius Tenon, are both executive producers through their company, Juvie Productions.
You are there. You're catapulted right there. You're not reading it from a book.
Listen, this speech has lived with me since 1968. I learned it when I was in the 8th grade. I performed it my whole life, so for it to come back around and us to be producing this is just incredible. Mm-hmm. It was almost like a gift.
Recreating Dr. King took movie magic with technology used in films like The Curious Case of Benjamin Button and The Avengers. The animators used 2 men to create a virtual Dr. King.
Scan.
A look-alike to build his face, and actor Stefan Ferguson, who reenacted every breath, word, and movement while wearing a motion capture suit and helmet.
I put myself in that place. What was he doing? How was he feeling? What did he eat for breakfast?
By making it feel as real as possible, the creators hope viewers today, like the crowds of 1963, are empowered by Dr. King's urgent sense of service.
Martin Luther King was a doer. He gave his life for it. If I were to inject the seed into the young generation, it is that seed that you've got to do it.
The exhibit will be on display in Chicago until November. Then it will move on to other locations. An event tomorrow will explore nearly a century of Black history at Indiana State University. Dr. Crystal Reynolds will present the Black Experience at ISU 1870 from 1960. It's happening at Vigo County Historical Society and Museum in the auditorium. The presentation is from 2 tomorrow afternoon until 4:30. Dr. Reynolds will share the history of diversity on campus, including untold stories of local African American history. The event itself is free and open to the public. You'll have to pay regular admission if you want to explore the museum while you're there. Well, from dogs to lizards, pets are a part of many people's families. If you feel like you spoil your pet, you aren't alone. We'll take a look at just how much money people are spending. It's part of your Top 5 at 5. Plus, we had clouds today, but sunshine is on the way ahead of a warm-up. Kevin Orpert will have your important weekend forecast next. You're watching News 10 First at 5 on WTHI. Let's take a look at today's Top 5 at 5. Experts are saying this is the worst week the market has seen since the 2008 recession. The Dow Jones dropped nearly 400 points today. We spoke to a professor at Indiana State University. He says this is all coming from fear of the coronavirus. The Dow lost nearly 3,600 points this week. The professor says this has potential to get worse. And Hoosier officers are cracking down on drunk and dangerous driving in March. It's common for people to celebrate St. Patrick's Day and the NCAA tournament in March, so law enforcement agencies partner up to step up patrols and sober checkpoints. Funding from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration helps pay for the extra hours. A jury has delivered a guilty verdict that led to a police action shooting. Jurors found Craig Borodak guilty of battery and 2 driving while intoxicated charges. The case is from March of last year in Vermilion County. The police said an officer tried to pull Borodak over. They said Borodak drove toward the officer and pinned him against his squad car. The officer fired shots, injuring Borodak. A judge will sentence him next month. Well, tomorrow, adults can start buying recreational marijuana at a nearby dispensary. It's an update to a News 10 special report earlier this month. Sales start tomorrow at Rise Effingham. During our visit, the business was working to expand from medical marijuana distribution. You'll find it in Effingham, Illinois. It's open from 8 in the morning until 8 at night Central Time the next 2 days. And we wrap up our top 5 with something that seems surprising. The American Pet Products Association says Americans spent $95 billion on pets last year. Nearly $37 billion of that went to food and treats. The association says people are more aware of what they're feeding their pets, so they may be willing to pay for higher quality food. The next largest category was vet care and health-related products, racking in just over $29 billion. Well, that seems like a lot of money.
Wow.
I know.
That's an awful lot of money.
It is a lot of money, but people love their pets.
Well, they do. Yeah, I guess
it's like
so.
Family.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true. All right, let's take a look here at what we have for the next 7 days. We have 41 for the high tomorrow, a sunny day. It's not quite as warm as you would expect, but still it's okay, better than today. And then 31 tomorrow night, 59 on Sunday. And Monday, a chance of rain. In fact, Sunday night, rain moving in, and Monday also a chance of rain. And mild for the first part of next week, but it looks like it could be kind of soggy.
All right, well, thanks for spending part of your afternoon with us.
Get the latest news, weather, and sports at the top of the hour for News 10 at 6.
Have a great evening.